Are we hooked up down there? Yeah. Yep. All right. Erin, would you mind shutting off the front light only, please? Remember, your iPod should have a blank screen and your hand should be on your lap, ready to go. Today's lesson, we are going to be multiplying 2 digits by 2 digits today. Sam, will you please put your hands on your lap, please? Thank you. Now, just because we're multiplying 2 digits by 2 digits doesn't change what we did the last 2 days. In reality, we're still multiplying by 1 single digit each time we do something. So one thing you're going to hear me talk about today is the word partial products. That means the first set of numbers that you multiply and the second set. The final product is what we add together. So how do we multiply by 2-digit numbers? This is our question for today's lesson. This boy, Sammy, had a car wash. And he had 38 full service car washes in one day. So how much did he make in that one day? Well, if you take a look at his sign, how much did he charge for a full service car wash? Sam F? He charged $12. That was for one. And how many did he do in a day? 38. He did. So what operation are we going to use to join equal parts? We will multiply. That's right. So we're going to take that 38 car washes and multiply it times the $12 for each one. Now, when you see a multiplication problem like this side to side, what's the very first thing we need to do? Oh, we need to rewrite them, correct? Rewrite them. Does it matter which one goes on top and which one goes below? No, it doesn't. Not when we have the same amount of digits on both. So we're going to start just like we would have yesterday, okay? So it's almost like you cover up this 1 and you have 38 times 2. And you can do that problem just like yesterday. You multiply 2 times 8, which is 16. Bring the 1 up, the 6 down. 2 times 3 isn't 5. It's 6 plus 1 more is 7. So now we're set to having our first partial product. The first line says 76. Now we're done with the 2, and we're done with this little 1 we carried. If it helps you today to cross those out, you can do that. That's up to you. Now we're moving over to the tens. And because this number is in the 10 spot right here, because that number is in the 10 spot, we have to make sure we put a placeholder right here. It can be a 0, it can be a star, it can be X, I don't care what it is, but we can't put anything here in this 1 spot. So now we have 1 times 8 and 1 times 3. They used a 0 as their placeholder. This is our second partial product. Now what do we do? Which of those is the answer? Aiden? Neither one, right? Because we have to do one more step, which is what, Aiden? We do need to add them together. That's right. We need to add them together. Now, for those of you who are unaware, there is more than one way to multiply by 2-digit numbers. Let me show you the other way. We can also multiply using the distributive property. So 38 times 12, we can take 2 times 8, which is 16, and 2 times, it's not just 3, though, it's 3 tens. So 2 times 30 is 60. Okay? Now we can go over to the 1. But it's not 1, it's 110. So 10 times 8 is 80. 10 times 30 is 300. If we add those up, guess what? We're going to get 456. How many of you like this distributive way? I didn't think so. Most people do this way. But this is an option. Always an option. I would like you to grab your blank iPad, and I would like you to start with the following problem. 72 times 16. You're going to want to start close to the top of your screen and write nice and neatly. Yes? We're going to work together on this, okay, Sam? The first problem we're going to do together, and I'm going to rewrite this because I know I don't have enough room. Okay, I'm going to cover up the 1 and pretend it's not even there. We're not going to worry about that yet. We're going to go back to yesterday. 6 times 2 is, help me out, 12. 7 times 6 is 42 plus 1 more, 43. Here's our first partial product. If you don't have this first partial product right, you'll get the final answer wrong. Now, I'm done with the 6 and I'm done with the 1. So if it helps you to cross them out, go ahead and do that. Now, I'm going to move on to my 10 spot. So I'm going to put in a star here because I don't want to think of that as a space. Natasha, next time, obviously, you're going to have to write smaller and start up higher. Okay? Now we have 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 7 is 7. Your next partial product is, well, we can read that as 720. Everybody with me? The last thing we do is add up both of our partial products. So you should have this for a final answer. So far, so good? The next one you're going to do on your own. Okay? So erase your screen and learn from your mistakes the first time to start up a little higher, write a little bit smaller, so you have plenty of space. Here it is. 84 times 21. Too small, Alan. Too small. Natasha, that is so nice and neat. I'm very impressed by that. Now I'm going to ask someone to talk me through this problem. You guys keep on going if you're not quite done. I think I'll start back with you, Cole. What's the first partial product? Okay. You can tell me the whole thing, actually. 84. 1 times 4 was 4. 1 times 8 was 8. So check yourself. Make sure you have your first partial product. What's the next one? 168, like that? We forgot that spot. We've got to put something here. So it's actually 1,680. Or if you put a symbol there, that's fine. But you have to have that in. Okay? Now, Cole, do you have a final product for me? Okay. You are not quite there, no. Natasha? 1,764 is correct. Put your thumb high in the air if you got this one right. Fab. Okay, now, I want you to, for those of you who got it wrong, was it the first partial product, the second partial product, or the final product that you were off? Oh, you forgot the placeholder. That's right. You told me that. What about you, Sky? What part did you get wrong? Did you have this part right here, the 84? Did you have this part here? No. Did you forget to put in the 0, the placeholder? Very important. Very important. Okay, let's move on to our next one. It's side to side, so you're obviously going to have to rewrite the problem. Let's use a 0 for our placeholder instead of a star or an X. just because that way when we're reading it off, we can read it better. Who would like to read this for me? Natasha, your first partial product? $75. Your second partial product? $250. Good work. Added together, your final product is $325. Put your thumb in the air if you got this one right. Sam, I thought you told me you couldn't do this. Now you're a year smarter. And you have Mrs. Wajer for a teacher. All right. For those of you who got it wrong, check and see what did you do? Where were you off? Was it this part? You're good? All right. Okay, moving on. I'm actually going to move away from those. I'm going to give you a couple board problems because I'm going to make them a little tougher. The ones on our website were, they used a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s. I am going to go 75 times 86. Oh. Don't cry. Absolutely you can. Use your chart if you need to, or the number strips on the wall. America, what's your first partial product? Say it again. 450. That's correct. The second partial product. Can you give me that one, America? Not quite. I think you forgot to carry the 4. 56 plus 4 more. You didn't. I'm going to put in my placeholder. 8 times 5 is 40. Now, 8 times 7 plus 4 more is what? I forgot to put the 0 here. What is it, Kiara? 6. Yep. So your second partial product should be 6,000. Now we've got an easy final product, 6,450. Good work, 5th graders.